Hi, Jazz.
Hi, Susan. I am very, very excited today because I'm turning the tables on you and I'm asking the questions.
Okay.
Just so people know, Susan and I met in, I think, December last year. We immediately became friends. And of course, Susan is a great fan of Fast Track and is highly instrumental in bringing me and Fast Track to Florida in April. Um, we talk frequently. We are very, very good friends now. And
Yes.
I want to introduce you guys to who Susan is. So, Susan, are you ready for a couple of questions?
Oh, we'll see. Okay, shoot.
One of the great things about Susan is that she was, or still is, a trained psychologist.
Uh-huh.
And she worked as a psychologist for 30 years.
Yes.
And I want you to give us a little bit of information about that, Susan, and your transition into healing energy.
Okay. Yes, I was in private practice as a psychologist for many years in Colorado, in the U.S. And subsequently, I've worked in mental health centers in a hospital, doing some testing for dementia. So I have a wide range of experience. And when I was about 40 or 45, something like that, I had this kind of transition, like, okay, I've done that. I've done this psychology thing that I've wanted to do always. And now I want to do something different. And and so then I
teach, right?
Sorry.
Normally that would be teach.
Yeah, but that wasn't. So it was like, okay, I want to kind of do more energy healing. I mean, I wanted to get into more spiritual issues.
Right.
And then that really led me to more energy healing.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Bali. And then I started really taking more classes and learning actually more skills in terms of different kinds of energy healing. So
And
that's
what kind of things did you learn, Susan?
I learned something called matrix. It's not the matrix that most people know. It's a different variety of matrix, which is a very short energy healing. And so what I did originally is I combined that with psychotherapy, and people loved it because it relaxed them at the end and they weren't upset about things and they could integrate whatever we talked about. So I did that for quite a long time. And then I studied access consciousness and am still doing access consciousness and still taking classes and teaching access consciousness. And then last summer in America time, I found you and Fast Track. And that has like totally changed my life because this is the one I really, really connected with in terms of a different skill level, a different approach. I mean, as you know, I love Fast Track, how deep it is, how fast it is. I mean, I just love it. So that's very briefly.
I've got two questions. Hope I can remember them both. Do you think that your background of psychology helps or hinders you in alternative modalities?
That's a good question. So in access, I think it helps when I can kind of integrate in terms of doing clearings. I can use my psychology background in that. When I do clearings and come up with clearings, I can use my psychology background. In Fast Track, it's hard. Sorry, what?
What do you mean you can use your psychology background?
Well, in terms of how I think about what the issue is and what needs to be cleared, then I can kind of call on my psychology. It's like, okay, what is this issue? You know? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And in Fast Track, it's hard to say. Sometimes with Fast Track, I get too complicated, is what I found out, because Fast Track can be so simple, you know? And so sometimes what happens is my psychology stuff gets in the way. And it's like, I want to get more complicated. I want more answers, and I want to ask more questions. Well, when Fast Track is telling me, no, no, you don't need any more answers, just clear this. So, so that doesn't happen all the time, but I've noticed that it does happen. So, I've had to learn that, I don't need so many answers, to clear something. So it's a good lesson for me, of course.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I've noticed that you're asking less questions.
Yeah.
So you are getting into the swing of fast
Yeah.
track. And we do have to learn
Yeah.
that we're curious, but we don't have to know anything.
Right.
We just need to know everything.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And the second question was, in terms of fast track, I personally have noticed massive changes in you. But what have you noticed in yourself that you could tell us about that would encourage people to come for sessions, come for workshops, or even learn it for themselves?
Wow. I mean, all I can say really is it's totally changed my life, and so I've gone from this kind of low energy, not knowing what I wanted to do, where am I going to go, what am I going to do in my life, that kind of phase, I think, when you first met me. And now, I'm so excited about what I'm doing in my life here in Florida, and Fast Track, of course. And so it's really given me a whole direction in terms of Fast Track. And also, I do Fast Track all the time for myself. So every time I have any kind of question about something doesn't feel quite right, or I don't know something that's going on, I do Fast Track for myself. And so personally, it really helps me get in touch with, okay, oh, this is what the issue is, and then of course release it. So
and where I want to go from this, because you're not going there, so I'm going to drag you.
Okay.
Physically,
Yeah.
what does it mean for you?
Yes, okay. Yes, physically, of course, I'm totally different, right? I mean, why don't you tell people, because you're better at telling that than I am. I mean, me, it's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah.
Susan looks 15 years younger than when I first met her. She now wears makeup.
Yeah.
She's had her hair done purple.
Yes.
The clothes are different.
Mm-hmm.
She looks amazing, and she's confident in the skin of all of that.
Yeah.
And what she tells me is she stopped on the streets of Florida. People are like, wow, I love your hair and stuff.
Yeah.
And so obviously what she's doing is she's carrying the vibration of that.
Yeah.
She's not just carrying this head of purple hair.
Yeah.
Everything looks together.
Yeah.
So she was not really working on that, on her appearance, but what we got was a really great appearance. And of course, she's going to become, she already is a level 3 practitioner. When I come to Florida, she will be taking the training and becoming a level 1, 2 practitioner. So of course, when you stand out there, you just want to look your best.
Yeah.
And she, at some level, has been preparing herself for that. She looks amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Yes, I'm looking forward to that, to the whole thing, being a trainer and kind of being out there. Yes.
So I think I'm very proud, as far as Fast Track is concerned, to have somebody with your background, Susan, that is taking the best of that and dropping what you don't need.
Yes.
And other ways of helping people faster, more fun.
Yeah.
This is what is so great about having you on the Fast Track team.
Yes. Thank you. And I, of course, love it. I mean,
she's available for sessions.
Yes.
I have sessions with Susan. I totally trust her, and her cognitive mind absolutely asks the questions, and sometimes that's really, really good for us. So I encourage you, contact Susan if you want to have an experience, you want to have a chat. She is well worth a visit.
Okay.
Thanks very much, Susan.
Thank you, Jaz. Okay. Bye-bye.